So, of course, we'll start lying down. It's nice to have Shavasana at the beginning and the end. So, if you feel like propping yourself, like if you have a blanket handy and you want to roll that up and put it under your knees or under your chest, or using it in any way that will make your Shavasana, your first one anyway, more useful or more comfortable or more stretchy or whatever you want it to be. I think stretchy is nice since we're getting started. All right, so in any case, lying down. As you lie down, slide the shoulder blades down your back a little bit. Lengthen out through the back of the head, the back of the neck getting a little longer. And let's take a couple of big breaths together. Take an inhale through your nose. Fill your belly, expanding the ribs, holding the breath at the top. Open your mouth and sigh it out. Exhale all the breath. Do that again. Inhale through your nose. Filling up, filling up. Take the biggest breath. Hold it at the top. Again, try and relax your shoulders. Release it with a sigh. Exhale. All the breath out. Do that one more time. Biggest breath through the nose. Inhale. Filling up all the way up. Holding the breath. Holding it, try and soften. Take a tiny little sip more. Inhale. Open your mouth and release it. Exhale. All the breath out. And then start to breathe in and out through your nose. All right, so we'll create our Ujjayi breath. Making that little brushing sound at the back of the throat. Just hearing the sound of your breath. Pulling the breath in through the nose. Sending the breath back out through the nose. Maybe you guys have noticed this because all of you have been doing this for a little while, right? But the longer you practice, actually the easier it gets to breathe through your nose. You literally open up the nasal passageways and you can create a situation where you can actually breathe easier. You can take in more breath, unobstructed. Right? If you don't breathe through your nose, it slowly closes, actually from disuse. Just fills in.
Is there another reason other than the heating?
Also, it's just physiologically breathing in and out through your nose is better for you. We're really designed to breathe in and out through the nose. It helps us take in a more appropriate amount of breath. We really don't want too much. So it gives a more appropriate breath. Plus, as it travels through the nasal cavity and the sinus passages and all of that, the breath gets cooled, it gets humidified, so that by the time it reaches your lungs can receive it. And it's ready to go. And we don't have that same thing that happens when we breathe through our mouths. So we're actually really designed to breathe through our noses like most other mammals. So if you think about animals, you watch a cheetah, it's not breathing through its mouth when it's running and chasing, and it breathes through its nose. So the more effective, better conditioned even athletes, you'll see like the big sprinters, and they breathe through their nose. It's just a better, more effective breath, physiologically better for you than breathing through your mouth. But a lot of people breathe through their mouth, they just don't know. So I guess the ancient yogis knew. They knew the secrets. So it is a cooler breath as it comes in, and then a warmer breath as it leaves the body. But we also retain the humidity in the breath as it travels back out. Not all of it, of course, but much more so than when you're breathing out of your mouth, which is why your mouth gets super dry and all of that, right? We're losing all that humidity, all that moisture out of the water, which doesn't happen when we breathe in and out through our nose. So good to practice keeping the breath in and out through the nose, hence the way our Ujjayi breath the whole time. So not only is it like mindful and soothing and calming in that way, but it's also actually physiologically better for you to breathe in and out through your nose. Even when you're breathing hard, even when you're feeling like, even then, especially then, especially then. All right, so on that note, we'll do like we do, but maybe even extra today. Try and keep coming back to the breath. All right, so reaching your arms overhead, stretching the legs. All right, wake yourself up. So we're gonna hug the knees, and if you did put a prop underneath you, like I put a blanket, take the prop out, and then we'll hug the knees in. Give the knees a squeeze. Just notice how your back feels. Maybe feel your glutes, your knees, your hips. Like, how's all that stuff as you do this? You can rock a little bit. And just steady breathing. Drop your knees over to the left as you exhale. Inhale, peel open. You can use the inhale to expand the chest. Right, deepen the stretch. Right, the exhale to help us soften. So as you're here in your twist, let's bring the right arm a little bit more overhead. So it just changes the stretch in the chest and the shoulder. So just notice how that feels, and notice how the stretch changes as you bring your arm pretty much all the way overhead. So your upper arm is near your ear, or it's kind of by your face because your head's probably turned a little bit. And just notice where the stretch is now, or maybe more in the outer seam of the arm and the outer rib along the shoulder blade edge. Then slowly bring it back to where it was. And just notice where the stretch goes as your hand starts to lower back down to where it was. Just pause there and soften for a moment. Feel that. All right, and then come back to center with your legs. Back to the middle. Take an inhale with your legs up in the center, and then exhale slowly the legs over to the right side. And as you inhale, you can open the chest, breathe into the stretch, let your shoulder just soften. Right, use the exhale to try and get a little heavier. Let the shoulder get a little heavier towards the floor, and maybe your left shoulder touches the floor, maybe it doesn't. You can turn your head any amount to the left. Smooth, steady breath. Notice what happens to your breath in the twist, right? Because that does affect your belly a little bit. So notice how it changes the breath as you're in this position. And then slowly, the back of the hand just skimming the floor. Let the arms slowly start to reach overhead. And just notice where the stretch goes. As your arm gets kind of more diagonal out there, you may feel it more in the chest. Then it'll start to kind of move into the armpit. And so ultimately, as you get the arm overhead, you may just feel it in the outer seam, like along the tricep, the outer edge of the armpit. Becomes more of a lat stretch, which is a big muscle on your back. All right, and then back down, slowly. And if you find a spot where you're like, ooh, that's a good stretch right there, feel free to just pause. Like, feel that. It's totally fine. It's good. All right, eventually making it back to where your arm started, basically straight out from your shoulder. Alrighty, back to center. Oh, bring the legs, that is, back to center. Okay, that's good. Hug the knees and maybe rock a little bit. Let's just do a quick happy baby, which we usually do at the end, but we did Shavasana, so why not do happy baby? Let's do the whole class backwards. No, just kidding. That would be a little crazy. That would mean like a big back bend coming up pretty soon. All right, we're not going to do the whole class backwards. Let's come up, rock and roll forward and back a time or two. We'll sit. We can adapt that idea somehow, though. Doing the class backwards, I'm going to think about that. Not today, but I'm going to think about that. All right, so coming to sit. Feel free to sit on a blanket or a block. Take an inhale, reach up. Exhale, pressing the palms, drawing the hands down the midline, hands to the heart, thumbs to the sternum. Dropping your gaze, close your eyes if you like. Set an intention for practice. Right, so you guys know, any intention that you like, it's just a nice little motivation. Feel yourself starting to, flag a little bit. You can come back to, what was your intention for class today, and it'll give you a little motivation, hopefully. It's motivating to give it away, right? To offer it up, like if you're doing this for someone or something or the greater good, or, that's a good one. That'll keep you going. Vishvara Pranidhana. All right, a nice full breath through the nose. Inhale. And softly sigh, exhale. Releasing the hands down, opening your eyes. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. And let's take a stretch. Bring your left hand, that's your right hand, to the floor and your left arm up and over. Lengthen your left sit bone down towards the mat. And then just reach the top arm. Maybe turn your gaze up towards the ceiling. Feel the stretch. See if you can get a little closer to the floor. Come up as you inhale. If you're sitting on a block, getting closer to the floor is going to be a bit of a challenge. Exhale over to the other side. So same idea here. Sit the right sit bone down to the floor. And as you reach through the fingertips, maybe turn the gaze up. You don't have to crank your neck, but if it feels doable, lengthen through the back of the head. That usually helps. Maybe you get a little closer to the floor. Oh, so stretchy. Inhale, back up, engage your abs, come upright, and exhale. Release the arms down. Let's switch the cross. Other shin on top or in front. All right, straight up. Inhale. Interlace your fingers. Turn the palms inside out. Press up. Sit through the sit bones, right? Root both sit bones down and then press up through the thumbs, through the index fingers. Try and melt your shoulder blades away from your neck. All right, take an inhale, get a little taller. Exhale, let's lean to the left. Side bend. Sit the right sit bone down. Press the palms away. Try not to collapse into the left side of the waist, but lift up, lengthen through the left side, and press out through the palms. And maybe turn your gaze up towards the ceiling. Press it back up. Soften the elbows, switch the interlace. So you're putting the other pinky under, the other thumb on top. Yeah, shake out your shoulders. Press up. Oh, those pesky shoulders, gosh. Soften the shoulder blades down, hug the rib tips in, get tall as you inhale. Exhale over to the right. So sitting through the left sit bone, root it down, and as you lengthen over, lift up out of the right side of the waist. Yeah, and maybe we can rotate and turn the gaze up towards the ceiling, soften the tips of the ribs in. Take one last breath. Come back upright, inhale, press up, maybe look up, and exhale. Release the hands, relax your shoulders, give them a little shake, a little shrug. Let's come over, hands and knees. We'll do a little cat-cow before we head back into downward facing dog. All right. I just like cat-cow. I like it. All right, so as you're ready, stacking the wrists. Spread your fingers. Inhale, lift the chest. Oh, exhale, round the spine. So let the movement run through the length of the spine. Start from the tailbone and work the movement all the way up to the base of the skull. And then start at the base of the skull and bring it back, down and through, rounding the spine, tailbone under. Lift the tailbone, draw the heart forward, let the movement roll through the whole spine. Exhale. Long breath. Long breath. Inhale. We're starting the inhale at the tailbone and the exhale from the base of the skull. I feel like my spine doesn't want to cooperate. Like it just all wants to do it at the same time. I'm like, no, just wait your turn, vertebrae. What is wrong with you? All right, one more, only because I'm having a hard time. Exhale. Like my back doesn't want to do it. All right, sit all the way back. Take a breath or two in the child's pose. Soften your wrists, your arms, your shoulders. A moment before we head into down dog, just have a little, give yourself a second. All right, so from child's pose, reach your hands forward, like down dog, right? That's where we're headed. So get the arms nice and long and stretched. Plant the palms, right? Get the whole hand pressing, lift the forearms, lift your gaze. Let's come on in, lift the hips, tuck the toes, bend the knees. Straighten your legs. I guess you can bend your knees if you want to. Feel free to pedal the heels. How about that? Maybe you shake out your head. You can open the mouth nice and wide. Release the hinge of your jaw. It may feel nice to just drop into your shoulders for a breath or two. Like honestly, I can put my head on the floor if I want to, but I don't want to stay like that all the time, right? So you can dip into that stretch and then come back, right? Lift up through the center of your armpit, like pull that up and in. And then you can press your hips back again. And keep that kind of pulling up through the middle of your armpit feeling. Press your index finger knuckle down, press your thumb down. And see if you can keep that little feeling of lift as you press your thighs back. That's fun. All right, lift through the lower belly, especially my flexible hamstring people, which there are several of you here right now. Bring your feet a little closer together, and let's reach the right leg up into the air. Turn the toe out, lift the hip, bend the knee. Come into the stretch. And try and keep your arms straight. Releasing the stretch, bring your right foot to the floor, just switching sides, send the left leg up into the air. Turn the toes out, lift the hip, bend the knee. That stretch feels good. Sink the right heel down. Releasing the foot to the floor. Press back, inhale. Exhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, walk forward, jump forward. Bring your feet to your hands. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold in. Inhale. Firm the glutes, lift the chest, sweep the arms out wide, come all the way up. Exhaling, hands to the heart. Take a moment here, just pause. How's your breath? Are you trying to smooth it out in through the nose, out through the nose? It really helps to just calm everything down and get you all the oxygen you need, I promise. Honestly, we usually take in much more than our body can even process. And we exhale out a lot of oxygen, actually. All right, take a big breath, inhale. As you exhale, release the hands down. Turn the palms out, inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, go up and over, hinge at the hips and fold in half. Inhale, lift up halfway length. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, come all the way up. Firm the glutes, reach the arms. Exhale, pulling the hands through the midline. Let's keep going. Hands down, palms out, inhale. Exhale, hinge and fold in. Empty the breath. Inhale, fill up, lengthen forward halfway. Exhale, bend the knees, hands down, step right foot back. Feel that nice stretch. Step left foot back. Plank pose. I know you were wondering when we were going to get to this. So here we are. How's your breath? Right in through the nose, out through the nose. And smooth it out, calm everything down, lean a little forward. Hopefully your abs are nice and engaged. Hug the belly to the spine. On your exhale, slowly lower down. Keep hugging the belly in, because gravity. Okay. Reach your hands back. Stretch back through the fingertips. Curl the tailbone under. Inhale, lift the legs. Lift your head, your chest. Stretch back. Press the thighs to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, come on down. Soften, a little wiggle waggle of the hips. Curl the tailbone under again. Let's come on up. Press the thighs up, lift the chest up. Reaching back, hug the legs in. Inhale, lift a little higher. And exhale, let's come on down. Little waggle, soften. All right, let's do that one more time. Curling the tailbone under. Inhale, lift up, head, chest, feet, knees, thighs. Yeah, let's reach the arms overhead. Of course, why wouldn't we do that? Lift the thumbs to the ceiling, take one last breath, inhale, and come on down. Whew. Relax, soften, how's your breath? Smooth it out. In through the nose. Out. All right, we're pressing up to plank. Well, for some of us, it'll be knees plank. Knees plank or regular plank. Honor your body, which is what I'm trying to do by doing knees plank. Press the floor away. Oh, that didn't even hurt, actually. Back to downward facing dog. It just hurts when I try and press up from the floor into regular plank, which is why I don't do it. All right. Hug the belly in. But I was excited because that didn't hurt at all. Hug the triceps in. The hugging the tricep in is a kind of similar action to the pulling up through the middle of the armpit thing. So do that and then press the index finger knuckle. Press your thumb into the floor. Look forward. Take an inhale. As you exhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, walk or float feet to hands. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold, exhale. All the way lift, inhale, reach up. Exhale, through the midline, keep going. Hands down, palms out, inhale. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Bend the knees, plant the hands, left foot, big step. So you can just feel that stretch for a second. Step back, plank. Tailbone under. Lean in. Get high on the tippy toes. All right. Send your tailbone to your heels. Heart goes forward. We're gonna lower for a count of, ready, lower for 5, 4, 3, 2, hover, 1, all the way down. Woo! All right. Roll the tailbone under. Let's lift up into cobra pose. Press through the palms, lift the chest. So sometimes we try pulling back. Try pushing through your hands and see what that does. Peel the chest up, because that can be pretty effective too. Lengthen and lower. All right. Keep the thighs hugging in. Press the whole top of your foot. Get the pinky toe to press just as much as the big toe. And then hug your ankles, the outer ankle in. Melt the pubic bone down. Inhale. Scoop the heart forward and up. Try and keep all that work in the legs. Shoulders back and down. Chest lifting. Inhale. Exhale, lower. All right, one more time. Cobra pose. Hugging the legs in, curling the tailbone under, pressing through the palms to lift the chest. Hug the elbows in. Here too, press the index finger knuckle, press the thumb as you hug the elbows in and lift the chest. And let's take it back to down dog. Tuck your toes, lift your hips. Downward facing dog. Okay. So sometimes like you sigh the breath out, but then come right in through the nose, out through the nose. And maybe you've observed this in your own bodies, but the longer, the more you do that, the easier it gets to do. Steady, shifting the gaze forward as you inhale. Exhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, walk, float, feet to hands, halfway lift, inhale, fold, exhale, lift up all the way, lift the chest, firm the glutes, pulling the hands through the midline, keep going, hands down, palms out, inhale, exhale, hinge and fold to the A, sun salute, inhale, halfway lift. You can step or float it back and move right through the vinyasa as you're ready. Right, chaturanga if you can, to upward facing dog. Back to downward facing. Okay. All right, beautiful. Stretch back. Take a big inhale, start to shift your gaze forward. Exhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, walk, float, feet to hands. Lift and lengthen halfway up, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, firm the glutes, sweep the arms, rise up. Exhaling, hands to heart. Inhale. Exhale, release the hands down, bend your knees. Turn for your best friend, the chair pose. Finally.
Nobody's here.
Right, Mike? They're there, though. They're there. There's a lot of people out there. Well, some, not a lot. What does that mean? From your glutes. Lift your chest. Press the upper arm back and hug the ribs in. Maybe you're looking up. Inhale. Fold, exhale. Release the head, give it a little shake, relax your neck. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, bend the knees, hands are down. Step or float, vinyasa, or don't vinyasa. You can opt straight for downward facing dog. Okay, fantastic. Let's send the right leg up into the air. Inhale. Exhale your knee to your nose. Round, squeeze. Inhale, send it up. To your right arm, above your elbow, try. Lean. Ooh. Inhale, reach the leg. One more. Forward to your right arm. Above the elbow if you can. Stay here. Get on your left tippy toe. Pull your right knee up more. Reach the leg up and back. Inhale. Exhale. Step it through. Foot between the hands. Okay. Press and pose. This is one of those places where you get to really practice your breath. In through the nose. Out through the nose. All right, okay. So as you get into your crescent, look for the stretch, the front of the left hip, so the hip bones lift, the hip bones lift. First, we start there, right? Pulling them up to lengthen the tailbone down. That may be enough, but if you're like, I think a little more stretch would feel good, then you can start to play with the back leg straightening, the front knee bending. Okay. While we're here, arms reaching up, grab your left wrist in your right hand, go up, root through the inseam of the front foot and lean. Oh my gosh. Maybe gently rotating the gaze up towards the ceiling. Breathe. Slowly, slowly back to center. Release it, soften the shoulders down. Lift the chest up, reach up. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor. Whoa. As I tip over, step the front foot back, find your plank. Inhale, exhale, Vinyasa. Straight to down dog. Feel free to modify. I think we didn't really do it today, but please just chin or something like that. Okay. Sweaty there. Send your left leg up into the air. Inhale. Good. Exhale. Knee to your nose. Pull it in round. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, left knee, left arm. Try and touch above your elbow. Inhale, reach the leg up and back. Exhale one more time. Sorry, I get some water. Hold it here. Get on your right tippy toe. Try and pull the knee up higher. And then lift the leg. Inhale up. Exhale your foot between your hands. Okay. Catch your breath. All right, catch it. But kind of. All right, so lifting up through the hip bones. We want to lift up. We also want to firm the outer left hip in. So imagine someone just comes, and you can do it to yourself even, and they just gently press on your outer hip, right? Just give it a little firming in. Check in with the stretch at the front of your right hip. And if you want more after you lift your hip bones up and lengthen the tailbone down, you can start to straighten the leg a little bit, maybe bend a little deeper. Grab your right wrist in your left hand. Go straight up to the sky and then lean over to the left. We're trying not to collapse the left side of the waist. So can you make a little space there? Is it possible to slowly turn your gaze up towards the ceiling? Steady pressure on that left big toe. Slowly bring it back. Release the bind. Stretch up, maybe look up. How's your breath? Inhale and exhale. Oh, step back. Woo! Feel your legs. Notice your breath. Maybe if it's hard to get back to the Ujjayi breath, just give yourself a moment. Really try and pull the breath in through your nose. Out through your nose. Right, do that through your vinyasa if you can, but right, it just takes practice. All right, fantastic. Take one more breath here. Inhale, press back. Hopefully we're in downward facing dog. Exhale, lift the heels, Bend the knees, walk or hop, feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Chair pose. Bend the knees, reach the arms. Hug the belly back. Lengthen back through the sit bones. Yeah. Pressing the upper arms back. Try grabbing your elbows. And in one way, it's easier. Hug the tricep in. So it's one thing we can kind of flare out. Can we wrap in? Get that same kind of pulling back through your armpits and hug the tricep in. And then slowly lift the forearms up. Lengthen the tailbone down. Release the bind. Reach the arms up. Keep that hugging in of the tricep. One more inhale. Release it. Exhale. Shake out your head. The spine lengthen for a moment. Catch your breath. Okay. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale. Bend the knees, plant the hands, hop back, step back. Take the vinyasa, go straight to down dog. It's totally up to you. Just gonna get a quick sip while you're doing that. Try and time that better. All right, bring your right leg high up into the air. Inhale. Exhale, right knee, right arm. Lean in. Yeah. Inhale, lift it up and back. Do that again, right knee, right arm. Lean forward, high on the tippy toe. Up and back. One more time. Forward, right knee, right arm, lean. And then step your foot outside your right hand. All right. Walk it in a little bit so you can get your knee over your ankle. All right, so we're in a lunge. Pretty low. Back leg straight. Outer right hip back. So it's that same, can I firm it in to the midline so it's not kind of pushing me sideways. Now we'll just see if we can lower down a little bit. Bend your elbows. Maybe your forearms come down onto the floor. Draw the outer right hip back and send your heart forward. How's your breath? Back leg strong and straight. Beautiful. Okay, come up a little bit. Try and tuck in behind your right leg from inside, right from inside. Slowly straighten your front leg. With your arm underneath it, if you can, or get it as straight as it'll go. Mine kind of almost straightens. And then come back forward, heart forward. So your hands are just on the floor. And then straighten the front leg. So it's kind of pushing your chest back. It's a big stretch. Go forward. And again, your front leg may not get all the way straight. It's fine. Mine doesn't really. All the way back. Whew. Come forward again. All right. Snuggle in. Try and get a little more under. Widen your stance. Now with your elbows bent and you're leaning forward, can you straighten your front leg by picking your foot up off the floor? Lean in, pick your back foot up. Ekapada, Kundanyasana. B. And then maybe chaturanga. To upward facing dog. To downward facing dog. Woo! So, however that goes is however it goes. It's totally fine. Make sure you're not holding your breath. Try and bring it back to in through the nose, out through the nose. Smooth it out steady. Sweaty. Okay. Downward facing dog. I need to get my hand desk. Send your left leg up into the air. Inhale it up. All right. I'm going to use my face mask as a hair tie right now. Exhale your left knee to your left upper arm. Yes, inhale, reach the leg up and back. What a fun new hair accessory. Left knee, left arm, as high up the arm as you can. Inhale, reach it up and back. One more time. As high up the arm as you can, lean forward, and then step your foot outside your mat. Walk it in a little bit so your foot's on your mat, and your knee is roughly over your ankle, as opposed to your foot being kind of outside the line. Okay. Both hands inside. Pin the left hip back. It kind of wants to swing out to the side. Pull it back and press your back leg straight. Try to. And let's see if we can get a little lower. Down onto the forearms maybe. Maybe you just bend your elbows. Maybe you put your forearms on a block. Press the inseam of the front foot down. Send your heart forward as you lengthen back through the right heel. Press your right thigh to the ceiling. How's your breath? Oh my goodness. Okay, lift up a little bit so you can walk your hands back and see if you can kind of tuck in a little bit now. Tucking in behind your front leg. Hands on the floor or block, certainly. Try and straighten your leg, front leg, press your hips back. So my leg doesn't quite straighten. Come forward. Do that again. Press back. Oh, so stretchy. Come forward. One more time. Press back. Oh my gosh, my legs. Come forward. All right, let's try. Plant the hands. Whew, hug the elbows in. Squiggle your feet a little wider. Try and straighten your left leg. Lean forward, straighten your right leg, pick that foot up off the floor. And that's my bad shoulder side, so I'm not gonna do that. Kick the foot back, chaturanga, just to be safe. Kind of upward facing dog if you like. And downward facing. Or take a breath. Maybe you need a moment. In the child's pose. Relax your shoulders, your arms. So part of the practice is that we get really good at recovering quickly. Usually the breaks in a flow class are not very long, right? So if your breath, this is fine. If your breath really gets away from you, it's my face mask, it's my hair tie. We're trying to get better at wrangling it quicker, right? Okay, so downward facing dog. It's a skill like anything else, right? The more you practice it, the easier it is to do. Okay, it's very useful actually, in all walks of life. All right, hug the belly in, press back, take an inhale, soften the rib tips in. As you exhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, walk, float your feet to your hands, lift and lengthen, come halfway up, inhale, fold back down, exhale. The chair pose, Utkatasana, bending the knees, reaching the arms. Yeah, firm the glutes, give them a squeeze. We're standing up into tree pose, so we're gonna stand on the right leg, pick the left foot up. Stand on the right leg, left foot lifts. It goes however high it goes, it doesn't matter, just put it on your leg somewhere. Shoulders down. Yeah. Hips kind of lifting up. Right, firm that outer right hip in, and then press your left foot into your right leg. Take one more breath here. Bring your knee to center. Bend your right knee, step your left foot all the way back for warrior one. Yes. Okay. Warrior two. Hands to your heart. Open up. Heel open. Maybe bend a little bit deeper into the front knee. Explore the stretch. Right, pin the outer right hip in, just like we were doing earlier. Lengthen it back and under. All right. Reach forward. Forearm to knee. Top arm up and over. Just for the breath, press into your back foot. Lift yourself up into the reverse. Reach it up and back. Inhale, come upright. Exhale into the stretch. Inhale, up, exhale. Stretch it back. One more time like that. Inhale, up. Exhale, Utthita. Inhale, up. Exhale, reverse it. Inhale, forward. Exhale, this time we'll stay for a few breaths. Reaching the top arm up and over. Hug the rib tips in. Right, maybe you get a little deeper. Consider bringing that bottom hand down to your ankle, maybe even the floor. Use the leverage to peel the chest open to the ceiling. Zipper up through the low belly. Right, your right hip drawing under. All right, reach the top arm up, look down. Your bottom hand to your ankle, your shin. Slowly just straighten your right leg. Trikonasana, you're right there. Lengthen through the right side. Top arm up and over. Oh, reach forward. Reach the right hand forward. Both hands reaching towards the front of wherever you are. Hug your ribs in. Bend your right knee. You may need to bring your back foot in a time or two. Top arm can go to the sky or your hip. Step and into our Ardha Chandrasana. Right, as I'm sure you could guess. Top arm up and over. Yes. As you do that, open the chest. Maybe looking up inside that top arm, reach it well overhead. Let the lifted leg lift, the top hand coming over towards the floor. As if, right, as if. You're gonna touch the floor while the chest is open. One more breath. Oh, slowly looking down, exiting through warrior two, reach the top arm up. Oh, I'm back. I fell over. Reverse it. Oh, that's nice. Come back up as you inhale. Release it as you exhale. We'll take a vinyasa and then we'll come back to the top of the mat. Oh, let it go. Vinyasa straight to down dog, child's pose, right? Breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Smooth it out. Try and get back to your Ujjayi breath. As much as it may resist. Okay, from down dog, step or jump. Your feet to your hands. Use the exhale to bring your feet forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, refold. Chair pose. Bend and reach. Shirt's really floppy. All right, we're coming to tree pose. Standing on the left leg. Stand up tall, pick your right foot up, just plant it on your leg somewhere. Don't worry about it. Just anywhere on your leg. Firm the outer left hip in, right foot firms into the left leg. And we lengthen up and breathe. Melt the shoulders down, reaching up through the fingertips. Take another breath. You're a tree, Vrikshasana. Bring the right knee forward. Bend your left knee. We'll start in warrior one, just a couple of breaths. Yeah. And then warrior two. Narrow the stance. Reach wide, right shoulders down. Firm the outer left hip back and under. Right, you do want a little bit of that. Then we resist it a little by pressing the back leg straight. Right? Okay. Take an inhale. Let's come forward into Utthita. Forearm to knee. Reach the top arm up and over as you exhale. Inhale, come back upright. Exhale, reverse with the chest. Inhale to warrior two. Exhale, forward. Long, slow breath. Inhale, up. Exhale, back. Inhale, up. Exhale, forward. One more time with the breath like that. Inhale. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, we're up. This time we'll stay. Exhale, forward. And top arm up and over. So again, the belly hugs in. The outer left hip firms back and under as we press the right thigh straight. Right, top arm reaching. Melt the shoulder blade away from your neck so you can look up. And maybe bring the left hand down to your ankle, to the floor or a block. Hug the outer left hip in. Try and lengthen the left side. Lengthen the left hip back, lengthen forward through the armpit. All right, reach the top arm up, look down. Move your left hand to your shin, your ankle, and straighten your front leg into warrior. Trikonasana. Lengthen the left side. Hold the left hip under. Breathe, hug the ribs in. Take the top hand, spin it forward, reach overhead. Hold the shoulder blade down. Lift the bottom arm up, reach forward. Okay. Look down. Right, reach the top arm up, reach the left hand forward. Coming into Ardha Chandrasana. Maybe you step the back foot in a time or two. Whoa, come on in. Woo, it's balancey today. Lengthen the left hip back. Open the chest. Reach the top arm, turn the palm, and reach it overhead. As you do, roll the right shoulder back. Try and look up at the ceiling. Lift your lifted leg a little higher so your right hand can get closer, to the floor. All right, we're gonna come out. Slowly up and out through warrior 2. Oh my gosh. Take the reverse. Inhale, you're up. How's your breath? Exhale. Oh my gosh. Step back. Through a vinyasa if you like. Straight to down dog. Oh my goodness. Whatever makes more sense. Maybe you brought their 2 in the child's pose. You're probably wondering why I made you grab a strap. We're getting there. We're gonna do that in 1 second. The strappy thing. Okay. I gotta replenish my sweat. Okay. Okay. Down dog if you're not already there. Whew. Okay. I'll squiggle, hug the belly in, press back. We're bringing it forward. Step, hop, bring your feet to your hands. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Utkatasana. Again. Yes. Last one. All right, sit the hips back and lean forward. Reach your fingertips forward. Get your shoulders out of your ears. Sit a little lower. We're gonna sit on the floor. Sit lower, turn it. Try and slow the descent. Okay, so I'm gonna turn so you guys can see what I'm doing. You can just stay on your mats the way you are oriented. Okay, so we sat down, legs out long. Oh my gosh, sorry, I'm so sweaty. Bring your left foot in. Just, pull it in. It doesn't need to be anything super specific, just sort of bent and in front of you. And we're gonna pick the right leg up. Oh. Yes. More side stretching. Hug your shin in. Oh, this is nice. Enjoy this. This is the sweet part. So we're gonna do a big stretch and then an arm balance, possibly. And then we'll do the other side. So it's helpful to just, stretch the hip a little bit. All right. Under. So your arm comes inside, like when we were in our lunge, kind of a similar idea. Grab the pinky edge, draw the foot back. We're gonna do compass, Surya Yantrasana, inside. Yes, exactly.
You gotta move that.
No, I mean, yeah, but it needs to be there. Yeah. Okay. Then tuck in a little more. Tuck in a little more. All right. We want our leg to kind of stay high up our arm. So we're going to grab it. Or, this is where the strap comes in. You can put your strap. It doesn't matter if you don't have a loop, you'll just wrap it around this way. It's the same difference. I think in this particular case, the loop is a little bit easier because your hand can slide a little with a little more confidence. But if you think it's possible, you can, to come into this with your hand on your foot, you can do that too. Right, so we're gonna snuggle in. Your right hand pushes on your leg and comes out to the side on the floor, fingertips. And then you lean a little bit that way. Try and straighten your right leg as you turn open. Oh my God. And stretch your left side. It's kind of magnificent. And you do want to lean into your right hand a bit. Right? Don't be afraid to lean over there. That's going to give you a really nice stretch. Open the left knee to the floor. Take one more breath. You're a sundial. Slowly bring it back. Okay, don't release everything just yet. Keep this, straighten this. So the bottom leg goes out long in front of you, kind of like how we started. And now we're just gonna engage our core and see if we can pick our butts up off the floor. Why not? All right, so we're gonna snuggle in a little bit more and then put your hand on the floor, push your leg back and put your hand on the floor. And then match it with your other hand on the other side. Push into your hands, pick your butt up behind you, and then see if you can lift your chest and pick your foot up. If you want to hook your ankles and Astabhakrasana, you can, but maybe you just get your butt up off the floor. Or maybe you don't even get your butt up off the floor. It doesn't really matter that much. It's just give it a whirl. How's your breath? Oh yeah. All right, enjoy your breath. Okay. Let's do the other side. The good news is we don't have to like take a vinyasa or anything. You can if you want to. All right, so take a quick shake of the legs. I think that might be nice. Oh, off your chest. Okay. Other leg comes in, and this one comes up. Ah. So this is a nice sequence for your hips. Oh, stretch. It feels so nice. I like it. I want it to feel good for you as well. So just do this in a way that you can and that you feel some stretch and release in your hip. I'm also getting a really nice stretch in my lower back, which I'm enjoying. So, you know, see what happens as you come into the stretch. Okay. Last breath or two here. And then we'll make our way. So if you're using the strap, you just let your hand slide back however much you need to get your leg out there. We're trying to keep the arm as much overhead as possible and as straight as possible. So that'll work out however it does, but that's all right. So you can kind of give yourself some space. Bring your left arm inside and under. And we can start by just pulling the foot back into kind of a happy baby sort of thing. And then, is it possible to tuck in, right, to tuck in, and first we'll do the sundial. So we tuck in and grab the top, or you use your strap, right, and you start close and just let your hands slide. Try and keep your arm as much overhead as you can. Right, left hand to the floor, like out there to the side a bit. And then you just slowly take your time, work to straighten the leg, open the chest, and you kind of push back on your leg with your arm a little bit, with your left arm, right? Push it back to get a little more stretch. Oh my gosh. And it's such a, the stretch. On my whole right side, in my lower back, like just the whole thing. Can you breathe as you're here? Which can be a pretty intense challenge. One more breath, Surya Yantrasana. All right, so slowly with control, keep your leg. All right, give yourself a second. You need a moment after a stretch like that. Extend your right leg. If you want, you can kind of snuggle in a little more. Plant your left hand so it's as close to your sit bone as you can get it. You want to kind of snuggle it in. The more under your shoulder, right? Let's squeeze the heel down for now. Plant your right hand parallel to your left hand and kick your butt back and then pick your chest up and lift your foot. Press the floor away, right? Really pick yourself up. In theory, you can do crow pose. Oh God, there we go. So close. Did you see that? That was amazing. Okay. All right, almost. I sorta did it. All right, shake it out. Little wiggle waggle. Oh, good times. Okay. Circle the wrists. Give them a little shake. All right, we have done a lot of stretching our arms overhead, which really kind of lends itself to doing some kind of arms over our head back bend of some sort. We've also stretched our hips a lot. So possibly, maybe, if you're feeling adventurous, we'll do a couple rounds of like a bridge pose, maybe Urdhva if you're doing that. And then let's try Ekapada. Ekapada Raja Kapotasana. That should be specific, right? We'll try our pigeon pose. We have a little bit of time. So let's do 2 back bends on our backs, like maybe a bridge to start, but if you, and I know several of you do, Urdhva, let's try and get one of those in. Maybe 2, right? Maybe your bridge turns right into Urdhva. If you're doing bridge, do bridge. It's totally fine. You know, don't force Urdhva. If you're not doing that for any reason, skip it. Right, but we're super warm and lots of great ways to actually come into that pose. So why not give it a shot? Set yourself up for your prone back bends. I mean, not prone, your supine back bends where you're laying on your back. Lift your hips up. Interlace, come into your bridge. Oh my gosh, that is a delightful stretch. Then if you're doing okay, let's try Urdhva. Right, that's pretty good. How's your breath? Come on down. So once we start to work towards the pigeon pose, if you're like, oh my gosh, no way, I'm too tired, just do the pigeon easy stretch, right? Never mind the back bend part. But if you have the energy to try the back bend, we'll do that too. Okay. So one more back bend here. Either Urdhva or Setu Bandhasana, the bridge pose. I'm just going to come right up into Urdhva. Take your time, right? There's no rush. You don't win a prize for getting up there faster. Right, let it feel good. Breathe. Right, notice if you tend to hold your breath here. Slowly come on down. All right, so we'll try to resist the urge to hug the knees in, because I know you're probably thinking about that right now. We're sort of conditioned ourselves. But let's see if we can just roll and come up and just come right over. So if you need a blanket or a block or something like that for under your hip, I highly recommend it if you're going to try the back bend. Or if you just need it as a prop generally for your pigeon pose. So you do have the option to skip the back bend right now. Have your strap handy. Okay, so whichever leg you want, bring that forward. And first, just find your pigeon pose. Your hips are pretty warm, so see how it goes. Right, square your hips off. Right now, you can assess your energy level right now, because the pigeon pose, the full back bend requires some effort, of course. Right, so if you're feeling pretty depleted, you know, maybe just stay like this. You know, if you still want the back bend stretch, scoop the chest up, delightful. If you have space between your hip and the floor, put something under there. If this stretch already feels really intense, put something under the hip, the front leg hip, to ease that stretch a little bit. All right, press into your front shin. Let's bend the back knee, reach back, and just catch your foot back there. Right, so if you're thinking, yeah, let's try the back bend, put the loop, or just your strap in any way, around your foot, root into the front shin, lift up. Right, I'm trying to get the strap to my toes, there we go. And then you're just up and over, right, up and over. Lifting the chest, you walk your hands back any amount. Try and have your hands behind you. Right, chest up, last breath. Slowly, gently release. Now, I know you want a forward fold. Try to resist. We can do down dog, because we're going to do the other side, and then we can relax. So, oh my God. Down dog's as much of a forward fold as I'm going to say okay to right now. Unless you're not doing the back bend, in which case, you're all good. All right. Put my strap on the other side. Bring your other shin forward. Oh my goodness. Okay. Take a couple minutes to, well, maybe not a couple minutes, but give yourself some time to just find your pose. This side, this hip is a little bit easier. So I feel like I'm just really solidly on the floor. It feels pretty good. I do feel some stretch at the front of my back leg hip. It doesn't feel like too much, so I think I'm okay. If you're already feeling a really intense stretch in the front of your right, or your whatever your back leg is, hip, add a prop. Because if this lifts up, it'll help to ease the stretch a little bit, and you'll be able to bend your back knee easier and all that. Okay. Let's see how it goes. Bend, reach, pull it in, stretch, good. All right, so depending on how this feels, maybe you want to try coming into the rest of the stretch by looping your foot. Right, sweep it around, up and over. Root into the front shin a little bit, right? And then as you lift your chest, right, relax your shoulders away from your neck. The head leans back, right? Not so much that you can't breathe. Slowly, slowly, gently release it. Oh my goodness. Okay. Now I guess a forward fold is okay. But I'm going to do down dog. Oh, walk it in. Oh my gosh. Okay. Leg up. Whew. Shake it out. Circle it around. What time is it? All right, we're really pushing our limits today. Okay, I say let's take a child's pose. A couple breaths. Oh, we're good. You didn't see the clock right. Turn upside down. Oh, okay. Child's pose is nice. So I think what your legs would really enjoy right now is an inversion. So if your shoulders had, you know, they feel a little bit recovered doing that pigeon pose, they don't have to work quite as hard as your legs do. If you have the juice for one last effortful thing, let's do a handstand, a headstand, pinch Mayurasana. Goodness knows you are warm in your shoulders a lot. If you're feeling adventurous and you want to play with the scorpion in your pincha, in your handstand, drawing the chest through, bending your knees, touching your feet to your head, which I'm sure I'm going to do right now. I'm just kidding, of course. You know, whatever. We're going to forward fold. We're going to totally take it down all the notches after this. So do what feels good in your body. And if that means you put your legs up the wall or do something low key, then 100% do that. I'm supportive of whatever option you choose there. And okay, so let's do it. Let's just take like 2 minutes, not long. That'll be pretty quick, actually. I think I'm going to do pinch Mayurasana. I've been doing a lot of handstands lately. My shoulders. My shoulders are a little bit tight. Okay. Make sure you're breathing, whatever you're doing. Oh my gosh. Ah. Didn't quite control that like I wanted to, but it's all good. Oh. Got a little while to be in there. Okay, if you're upside down, start to wrap that up. Right, if you're doing a headstand, I know that was kind of more on the shoulder side of our inversion time, but we did a lot of stuff today. We had a nice full repertoire of things. So yeah, just take a quick child's pose, especially if you're doing headstand. I know a couple of you guys are headstanders. And then we will sit. Finally. Let's come to seated. Oof. Right, I'm gonna turn so I'm facing you guys. We can use a nice, luxurious forward fold. So Dandasana. Legs out long, yeah. Reach up and grab on if you can. Inhale, lift the chest. If not, you always have your strap. Oh, lengthen forward. Out into the fold. Oh my goodness. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Relax your jaw. Soften around your eyes, your mouth. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, release the rest of the way up. Okay. Let's, if you can, go Mukasana legs, but I know that's probably not in your repertoire of things, but if it's possible, let's try and bring the legs across so that the knees are nice and close, maybe stacked or as close to stacking as they'll get. Oh my goodness. You may feel some stretch already while you're upright, which is great. But if you can, then you'll forward fold. Oh. And if you want more stretch, you can always just squiggle the heels out a bit, away from your hips. Technically, the full pose, like when you add the arms, you actually tuck your feet underneath you, which is really gnarly, actually. You sit up and then you forward fold. But we're just looking for a hip stretch. We're not trying to do all that stuff. Whew. So this is where we can use the breath to help keep the mind quiet and steady. Maintaining our state of yoga. Right, using the breath. It's good for everything. Breathe through your nose. Inhaling. Exhaling. Trying to lengthen your ujjayi breath. So let's take 5 more deep ujjayi breaths in this stretch. Breathe into the back of the body. Breathe across the back of the waist. Breathe, expand the back ribs. Slow the breath down. All right, for this last breath, let's inhale through the nose and sigh it out. All right. If you know swivel asana, feel free to do it. Turning towards the top foot and spinning around. If you're like, I'm not in the right position for that, then just switch your legs. But the swivel asana, turn around behind you. Get your feet in their position. And through the magic of yoga, your other legs on top. Yes, the ancient yogis. They're very wise. Very wise. All right, take your time before. Oh, woo! Hello. Yeah, as much as my right side is the more flexible side, I really feel it more lately. Good gravy. And slowly, I guess I'll take my face mask. It is made with hair ties, by the way, which is what made me think of it. Oh. Yeah, the little ear loops are hair ties. So, yeah, it worked pretty well. All right. See, watch MacGyver.
There you go.
Not that much, but enough. Enough.
Everything has a solution.
Right, if I had a paper clip, I probably could have done something too. A piece of string.
That's right.
Long breath, steady breath. We got a few more. Take one more big breath, inhale. And this time we'll sigh it out, exhaling. All right. So just taking your time. Right, there's no rush. We'll come on out. I want to just sit here longer, extend your legs. Give them a little wiggle waggle. We'll take a twist from lying down. So let's lie back. Roll back. Oh, all right, so we've done all sorts of stuff. Your body is pretty warm. So if you're up for the Supta Padangusthasana twist, we can do that. If it feels like too much as we come into it, just modify the twist to whatever makes sense for your body. It's all good. All right. So keep the left leg out long. We'll draw the right knee in towards the chest. Give it a little squeeze. If you want to try hanging onto your foot or your leg somewhere, go ahead and grab it right now. So what we'll do is bring the right leg over to the left and straighten it. So if you feel like you can, reach your foot and do that. Let's grab the pinky edge. Slowly peel open. And as you get into the twist, you'll gently kick out through the heel and try and straighten your leg out there to the left. And then the bottom leg is just straight out towards the bottom edge of your mat. And what we can do while we're here, besides softening the right shoulder to the floor, is lengthen this top hip away. So I don't know if you guys can see, but try and lengthen the right side of your waist. Lengthen the top hip away from you, towards your left foot. Turn your head as much as you like, and just let your shoulder melt down towards the floor. If you enjoyed that, moving the hand like we did at the very beginning of class, feel free to add a little bit of that. I'm just going to go right for the diagonal. And let's take one more breath here. Steady, smooth breath. Releasing the foot, we'll bend the knees to come through center. Oh, all right, that's good. So kind of straighten yourself out. And then we'll set up for the second side. Keep the left knee, send the right leg out, just opening the hip. Maybe you catch the foot right now if you feel like you can, or you can grab onto any part of your leg really. As you come over into the twist, then you gently extend up through the heel. Reach the right leg out long, peel the left shoulder open. And then here too, just a gentle lengthening of the top hip away. Maybe turning the gaze. Slowly take your time, gently releasing, coming out of the twist. Right. All right, hug your knees in, give them a little squeeze. If you want to do a happy baby or anything like that before you head into Shavasana, feel free. I'm just going to kick out through the heels. Oops, lost my foot. And stretch my inner thighs a little bit. But do what feels good, do what makes sense for your body, and as you're ready, we'll start to just come on into Shavasana. Sending the legs out long. All right, letting the feet just kind of plop out to the sides. Feel free to add a prop again if that feels good for your body. Put something under your knees or under your head or whatever will help you to really soften and relax and find some stillness. And so once again, we come back to the breath. Steady the breath in and out through the nose. And then it's up to you if you want to keep just doing a little breath work through your Shavasana, or if you want to just allow the breath to breathe itself. So I would say if you want to concentrate on your breath, like do a little pranayams, just work on making the breath longer. Lengthening the inhale and lengthening the exhale. But relaxed, right? Soft, comfortable, easy. So you can rest in Shavasana. Slowly begin to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. And maybe take an easy stretch. Reach the arms overhead. Stretch your legs. Oh. Yeah. And just gently, softly, slowly hug your knees into your chest. Give them a squeeze. Rock gently side to side. Well, if you want to. Rolling to your right side. Take a moment here. And then pressing the floor away to come on up to seated. As you come to sit, just sit however you're comfortable. Close your eyes. And we'll just take a moment to check in, to notice. How do you feel? Bringing the hands to press at the heart, snuggling the thumbs to the sternum. Take an inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, gently bowing in. Grateful as always, grateful for this beautiful practice. Grateful for all the goodness that it brings to our lives. And anything else, what else? What are you grateful for? Thank you so much for practice, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful Sunday. Namaste. Stay cool, because, you know, it's going to be a scorcher. Stay hydrated. Drink lots of water. All right. Thanks, everybody. Let's see. Are you showing yourselves? Hello. Nice to see you all. Is there more? Terry, who I can't see. Good to see you. Happy Sunday.
Thank you, Christine. That was lovely, hot and sweaty.
Right? I'm sweaty too.
Now I feel like I don't have to do anything else today.
Good. Perfect. Done.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Good to see you, Julie. Good to see you, Ellen. Have a wonderful day, you guys.
You.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Terry. Oh, there you are.
Hi, Terry.
Hi, Terry. Fun. All right. Have a good one.